Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the new Fusion and Synchro Monster and how these significantly raise the floor of our deck, as well as help us play through Droll and Nibiru, and also fix some awkward game states at the same time. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord. Leave a comment. I'll go over this deck list, a couple combos, and then at the end I'll go over another deck list and just talk about what these cards do for us. So the problem that we had before was that our best level 6 synchro options were Hyper Psychic Riser and Mind Castling. Now these cards, while they're okay, they don't really do much. This can be an interesting floodgate, and then Mind Castling pretty much does nothing. So the fact that we get Serene Psychic Sorceress, which is a generic level 6, which can be used in both the Punk and the Kashtira versions, is really good for the deck. If this card's Synchro Summoned, you can pay 1,000 life points to set a Teleport, Normal, or Quick Play spell from your deck, grave, or banishment. So notably, that includes Teleport Fusion. This allows us to, on our 4th summon, have 4 ways of removing bodies, and I'm really excited to show you guys how. Sometimes we would end on awkward board states, especially if we get interrupted, where we'd have, a level 3 tuner and a level 3 non-tuner, and there's just nothing really good to go into. Or maybe you had a Serene Psychic Girl that got impermed, and you normal summon a Foolos. What can you do with these cards? So I'm going to show you a combo. So what if you draw just Serene Psychic Girl? Well, you can go Psychic Girl, effect, banish from hand, special summon a Mind Procedure from deck, Mind Procedure, search Parallel Teleport, not E-Tele, because we're trying to play around Droll and Nibiru here. We're going to level modulate the Serene Psychic Girl, go into a Synchro 6. Synchro 6 is going to set from deck the Teleport Fusion. We'll set the Parallel Teleport and we'll pass turn. So what does this represent on our opponent's turn? Well, we have Parallel Teleport, which is going to activate and tribute the Serene Psychic Sorceress for cost. So we'll go 6 into 7. We'll pay 1,000 life points, and then we get to trigger the effect of Serene Psychic Sorceress to bounce up to 2 cards on the field because we have a Psychic Synchro. You can see if this Synchro Summon card is sent to the grave, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, or up to 2 if you control a Psychic Fusion or Synchro, return them to the hand. So that's our first 2 pieces of removal. Then our third piece of removal is the Siphon Lord Zeta, which can banish a face-up attack position special summon monster till the end phase, or until the next standby phase. And then we have Teleport Fusion. So Teleport Fusion is going to banish the Psychic Sorceress and the Mind Procedure, which are the materials required for our Psychic or Oracle. Now this is a summon negate. It'll have 3,900 attack in this case. If your opponent would special summon a monster, you can negate the summon and banish it. So what's cool is that even if they're on Malice, right, and they summon like a White Binder, because the summon was negated, they can't bring it back. And then if it's sent to the grave, it floats. You'll also have Teleport Fusion to be able to bring back your Psychic Sorceress. So both that and the Oracle will come back if they somehow destroy the Oracle. And as you can see here, this is our Serene Psychic Sorceress was on our 4th summon, so we cannot get Nibiru'd. We also can't get Drolled because we set from deck and the only thing we searched was Parallel Teleport. Under Foolos, this does give 2 draws, but typically 4 pieces of removal for 2 draws is an okay trade. A lot of decks have to give 2 draws to set up a half board. In fact, pretty much every deck has to give 2 draws to set up a half board under Fua. So we've played around 3 really popular pieces of non-engine and ended on a good bit of disruption. And then if we have any other engine cards in our hand, we can extend these plays even farther. So the next thing I'll talk about is the potential to out problematic boards with Super Poly pretty easily. If your opponent ends on a powerful boss monster like a detonator or something, a pretty easy way to get rid of it, especially if you have a cash card. I think Fenrir is probably the best example because it replaces itself. You can special Fenrir, use Fenrir effect, grab another copy of itself. Then you can super poly away the Fenrir and their Synchro Xyz or Link monster into your Psychic or Oracle. And then if you have any other plays, right, this is full combo, just E-Telly. And we've also have follow-up. So we'll have a body that's 3900, which should be able to get over whatever we need it to. It's a summon negate. And if they do pop it with, say, a Murakumo, it can just bring itself back. So this is hand is a good example of how the new Synchro 6 can be a good recovery piece if we get stopped in our plays. So say I go Foxy Tune, discard itself, and grab a Xiamen. Now, okay, I get impermed on the Xiamen. Okay, well, I have this extender, and then normally this would do nothing, right? We could go into maybe a Lambda, we could go into Hyper Psychic Riser, but now instead, we can just go into our Psychic Sorceress, and this actually represents disruption. So we'll still have cards in hand, and we'll have an actual end board piece for our opponent's turn. So we can either set the teleport fusion or we can set the parallel teleport. In this case, in the punk version, I'm not running parallel teleport, so I'm just going to set the fusion. So with all that in mind, this is going to be my updated list post Doom of Dimensions. I'm on 6 Charmies and Super Poly, as well as the Prosperity Called by Talents. I'm running max copies of Mind Procedure, Psychic Girl, E-Telly, Parallel Teleport, running a large Kashtira package, one copy of the Teleport Fusion, one Birth, the Gamma Delta Driver. I am main decking Psyblocker. This is something that I've been doing recently that's actually won me a lot of games. Psyblocker is an incredibly powerful card. Being able to cripple your opponent's engine for multiple turns just feels really nice. And then you can see I'm running Super Poly with Garura, Mud Dragon, and the Sidekicker Oracle. I'm running another copy of Psyblock in the side deck because I think that sometimes being able to loop this card up to upwards of 3 to 4 times can be really helpful. And then here's a quick look at an updated punk list. We're on Triple Foxy Tune, Psychic Girl, Procedure. Still have the one Hush Psychic Minister. The one card combo that you're doing typically on turn 1 is pretty much the same. I haven't found a great way to incorporate Psychic Sorceress into the mainline 1 card combo, but if in 2 card combos, I think it's very, very useful. We're running the Teleport Fusion. We're on 2 Deer Note, 2 Rising Scale, 2 Xiamen. I think this is an appropriate ratio. 2 Deer Note does come up, and then I don't want to brick on too many normal summons, so I'm only on 2 copies of Xiamen. And then I'm on 9 Charmies and Super Poly with Called By. I considered in the other build also doing the 9 Charmy approach. I think it's in a deck like this where you're very engine heavy, or like you value deep draw engine. I think the 9 Charmy approach is really nice, especially with Super Poly. You want cards to pitch from hand. So I'm really excited to do more testing with this build. I think that the Serene Psychic Sorceress and the Psychic Oracle are really great additions to the strategy. Raises the floor, gives us some resilience to things like Droll and Charmies and Nibiru, especially in the Kashtira version. It's just additional options to play low to the ground, but also raise our ceiling. It's not going to make Psychic the best deck in the format, of course. I don't think that that's going to happen. Maybe if we get a really broken normal spell, that could be. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like. Make sure to subscribe and also join the Discord. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.